Hey folks, and welcome back to the channel. Happy Gatty Crypto here. Before we dive into this, tap a little like if you can, and chuck a little comment down there if you don't mind. It really does help the algorithm. It does help us keep producing content for the channel and keeping you guys kind of up to date. And as you can see from the title of this video, I have put out a tweet about this, but I kind of want to point it out because people don't really get sarcasm so much through text. It's hard to gauge it, so to speak. We've just got under 1 trillion coins bonded, and this is really good. We could have more, of course, but in itself, it's so good. And I kind of put out a tweet like, "Oh, this is unacceptable," but I'm just messing with people. I'm just joshing, and you know, it's a word that I don't really use much, and I find it to be kind of a controversial word, but at the same time, it kind of speaks mountains about how someone actually feels about crypto. And you know, I'm totally bullish on LUNC, and you know, people should see that in the sheer fact that I've just not really managed to branch out to another coin that has inspired me in that sense. I don't just go to a coin because I know content is going to be really good that day on that thing. You know, I could do, like with the whole Dogecoin thing, you could cash in so much on that profit, and I probably should. I should see everything more as this kind of business aspect, but I'm one of those guys, trust builds trust, kind of like what CZ's tweeted out not too long ago, and I've always gone off of this forefront that we're better than this. We don't need to conform to this kind of like $1 meme thing. But anyway, just under 1 trillion coins bonded is absolutely amazing, and we hope to see it keep creeping up slowly, and we kind of need to create incentives for people to delegate their coins, and that can be done through many ways. And one of the kind of routes you'll find for delegations are projects that become successful, but then their projects will lead to them delegating coins because normally they'll intertwine the node into their technology. And we're seeing this with Exodus, so to speak. They're going to be following a very, very similar route to this. But what I always find is that people aren't overly interested, right, when you're building. They get more interested when... Ooh, that's loud. That's really loud for me. I don't know about you. They're more interested when you kind of get to those key developments, the launches, and when they start to see movement. And what people do is they buy in when things are running. People don't tend to buy the bottom. It's scary, right? No one wants to be that guy that got more or less butthurt by a coin because they bought in at the wrong time when they thought it was the bottom, but the bottom was far away. So no one's going to be overly interested until all of a sudden they realize, oh, all of these projects have started to launch. Oh, these marketplaces are launching. People are actually using the coin. There's use cases being generated, and we can then correlate those to the price action. Surely it should go up. That's the whole thing behind the use utility case for a coin. And a lot of people seem to think we need instant kind of movement, but that's never going to happen. You have to build step by step, block by block, brick by brick. And like, I'm so excited because we're getting so close to the end of this year, and we've got Metagloria launching the metaverse in Q1 of 2023. I'm just, all of these different things, like I remember when we was telling people that were really kind of skeptical that there was a burn wallet, there was even burns happening and stuff like that across the board. And then we got to that point where so many people wanted to get so involved just because of the amount of coins that were being burnt. And as the kind of memers and mooners realized that this is a process that's going to take time, like no one's going to outright just go buy 2.5 trillion coins and burn them. We all know there was a project going around saying that, but if you actually looked into the way they were going to do it, it was for a play to earn game. But yet they racked up, you know, loads of likes, loads of airtime, and they would have got, through advertisements and stuff like that, they would have got a lot of revenue from it. And then they just never burned the coins. And We see this across the board, but I'm so excited because each project, each utility use case adds to the burn volume. It adds to the transactional volume, and the better the transactional volume looks on here, right, the better people feel, the better the mood is and the overall kind of situation. We are in a really bad time, not just for crypto, but for financials in general. You've got inflation is rampant. You know, you've got people raising rates left, right, and center, and it's nothing's ever going to be perfect, is it? But eventually, we're going to get to a point where the needle starts to move up on the fear and greed index. We kind of go into these really good euphoric stages, and if you haven't been in a euphoric stage, then you won't understand it. But the next time the price moves upwards and we get to an area like this, I'm going to put out a video straight away to people to say, you know, secure your initial investments, okay? Because you're going to be so much happier to hold what you've got for free than you are to hold something that you've actually invested in, and it makes it much easier. With more coins locked up, the less chance there is of so many people selling out at once. Is it going to prevent it? No, of course not. Are coins always going to move upwards and move downwards? Yes, of course, because if you think about it, you will see someone tweet out like, oh, I can't believe people are selling and stuff like that. But everybody's got their motive. Everybody's kind of got that stage that they bought in for and they'll get out at. You've got day traders, you've got people using bots and all the different kind of means out there to actually make money. And you know, I don't do anything to do with bots on this channel. I don't want to be part of longing, shorting the market. I don't want to be part of technical analysis. I just want to be part of that kind of building community, people that are there to kind of look, see what problems there are in the community and kind of build on that. And I've kind of been looking at ways, right, that A, how can we get this developers pool created? And B, how can we fund that developers pool? And I honestly solely believe this developers pool is the key to not only the success of the blockchain, but the success of the current devs and also the future. Because if crypto's as big as it's going to be, crypto's going to be there long after we've all passed on, right? We need to ensure we're bringing in fresh blood, in a sense, not literally, but you catch my drift. We need to ensure we're inspiring those on the outside of what we're doing to come and work on the inside of what we're doing. Now, before the crash, Luna was so successful, not only just because of the UST, the mint to burn scenario, it was for the sheer fact of the amount of projects that wanted to launch. They saw how successful the technology was. They saw how well it worked, how adaptable it was, how easily you could utilize a smart contract to pretty much tell it to do anything. I mean, you can make a game if you wanted to. Like, I once tested a lottery system that I adapted a smart contract that was already pre-created, someone had put up, and I adapted it off that. It's actually really simple to do it, and that was when I was trying to figure out what the smart contracts that were going through on the burn wallet were, before we understood exactly that the burn wallet wasn't just a burn wallet, it's a governance protocol. But there's videos about that. If you want to know about that, just type in how safe is the burn wallet, or go to our Lunc Basics playlist. Actually, it's in there, and there's lots more valuable things on this channel other than just the content we post each day. We do have the Lunc Basics playlist, and that really is a game changer for you if you're new and you're trying to learn stuff, the real basic kind of core concepts, even if it means moving coins from exchange to Terra Station and from Terra Station back to an exchange. We even show you how to delegate coins on there and all the different things across the board. We explain, like I was saying, about the burn wallet. But the succession of this blockchain, like I was saying, is really going to be on how we can not only work together as a community, but how we can overcome problems. And it seems there's not any movement really on a developers pool, so I think I'm going to have to make a proposal. I'm going to have to speak to some people and see if we can get this done. I know the wallet can be created, I know it can be generated, but the way that I would like it to be is that it's non-native and native, and the idea is to have it show up on the dashboard here, just like the community pool does. Okay, so I'm pretty sure we could show all of the obviously native assets and non-native assets. It's just a matter of LCD endpoints. Now this dev pool, as you guys know, should come with a new proposal type, and what I honestly believe the best way to start funding this is to go to places where we already have funds that have been agreed by the community to be allocated to the devs. So if we look at this 10% to be set aside to finance the ecosystem infrastructure and contributors, send it to the developers pool. Okay, we have got proposal 4080, which allocates, okay, specifically was written to airdrop 10% of those fees to the devs, and it's just not being utilized. 5% to be retained for core Terra classes. Send it all to developers pool, and then that's a start. And then we can start thinking to ourselves, okay, right, we had a burn tax of 1.2%, it's now at 0.2%. Could we not rework that burn tax so it stays at 0.2%, but we all agree as a community to allocate what was that 1.2% now at 0.2%, take another 0.2% and send it to the developers pool, because the developers pool in itself is going to allow the funding of the developers, right? And it's going to keep it decentralized. And the idea behind, and what I always didn't like about those 9 multi-sigs, is it kind of would more or less just keep people in a position of power if they really wanted to stay there. And we know that to be an issue across the board. I mean, if anybody's seen the response I got from, you know, the man himself, then you would know exactly how, you know, he would have acted on that multi-signature wallet. We need to, yeah, I just didn't like the idea of not having new developers being able to be on the outside and think, you know, I could just go and build there and put in a developers pool spend proposal and then get paid for the work that I've done because the community really supported it and liked it. Or you could even do it before. And there's so many ways in our ecosystem we can rework it to fund the developers pool. I mean, if you think about all of the funds that have been sent to the community pool, we're not using any of them. Ed made the first use case of these funds, and I know there's a proposal coming soon because I was speaking to them because they wanted to know how to put it up and stuff like that, and what an Agora text was. In itself, we could be doing a lot more as a community to support the developers, and like I said, I'm gonna give it a couple of days. Then I'm gonna put an Agora text up after I've written it all out, and then hopefully I can work with possibly someone like Ed, who's now on the outside a little bit, to get this done, because it really does benefit the devs, and having this emergency proposal type would be amazing. I honestly believe it is going to help push things along. Reduce it, because there's so many people that are sitting on the outside at the moment thinking, well, if the devs aren't getting funded, and there's been all of this drama recently about the funding, and now that funding's not going there, then, you know, they start to panic and people start to think, you know, am I in the right thing and stuff like that. But we're here at HCC, we're building no matter what, regardless of the situation, regardless of how the market is across the board and everything like that. And, you know, if you're here with us now, we get it. If you're not, we totally get it. But we hope to see you when the price starts to move upwards again. You get more excited and more interested. As for everything now, super bullish and happy that we're validating on the blockchain. I mean, a validator in themselves are the ultimate sign of someone really supporting a blockchain, because they're spending the time, the resources and the money to secure the blockchain and commit blocks. And new validators like us, it's new technology. We're still understanding things. I hope at some point, and I would have thought it would be within a year, we'll actually be able to remove our running costs because I'll just get all of the machinery to do it myself. I do have it, but I would rather have proper dedicated machines that are built specifically to handle these kind of tasks, because the best way to run a node is through LinOX. If you don't know what LinOX is, have a look. Really cool system. If you don't like buying an operating system, really good option. They have, you know, light versions and full package versions, and it's totally free, open source, just like Lunar Classic. Stay safe, guys. I'm not a financial advisor. Beware of scammers, doppelgangers, anybody pretending to be me. Drop a comment in the comment section if you are bullish. Let us know you're still supporting, and I'll catch you in the next one.